AFC West. There were no offensive touchdowns scored in Week 18 by anybody in the AFC West. They all played each other. The Broncos, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Chiefs. Not one offensive touchdown was scored by anybody in that division. It's been a lackluster, underwhelming year, yet for some reason, two of those teams are in the postseason, and one of them is playing this weekend. So my bad for the week was the offensive performances from all teams in the AFC West.
All right, I like that. I like that a lot. Well, Sheriff Var, you get the ugly, brother.
Well, let me go ahead and take a little bit of a shot at this one here, Beefaroni Cowboy. I'm going with the transfer portal as my ugly for the week. I just think that it can't end well for so many of these young athletes in this scenario. And I think there are bigger conversations that are ensuing. I think there's more information that is kind of surfacing that's given a little bit more context to some of the people that are entering into the transfer portal. Maybe some of it isn't necessarily them looking for more. It's that they don't have a choice. I think it's kind of ugly. I think it's ugly where things are heading and kind of how it feels currently with this transfer portal. I feel like that's my ugly for the week.
You don't like the portal party?
Hey, listen, man. I've always
Are you not for Portal, LeVar?
Portal? No, I don't, and some of these cases,
everyone's doing it.
The amount of it, I do not like it. I do not like it. It's ugly. Kind of ugly. It is ugly.
That's the world.
It probably gets ugly. There's got to be some ugly conversations. Did you see how Arch Manning's roommate is transferring, I believe, to Oklahoma? And he's had a good year. It was just a matter of they basically said, like, hey, you're probably not going to play much. We're going to act healthy. We got some portal guys coming in. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Yeah. But you know what, though?
What?
Playoff is back tomorrow. No more of this stuff. No more of these shenanigans. Now you just focus on the games.
Well, and we got another hour. We got a third hour to go. So
that's right.
There's that. That's a beautiful thing. This message is brought to you by Pizza Hut, because if you're yelling hot on Sundays, why not yell pizza first, Jonas?
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Especially when it comes to Pizza Hut. It's so good.
How about the big New Yorker, Jonas? That's right. It's their biggest pizza, bro. And right now, it's just $10.
I mean, LeVar, that just smells and tastes like success. And for only $10, sign me up.
Before the first hut, grab the big New Yorker and you're set for the whole game.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The left lane is blocked off by a wreck going southbound on I-35 at McNeil Road. It's the reason speeds are stop and go from FM 1431, causing about a 15-minute slowdown this morning. There's also a crash on Pond Springs at Hunter's Chase Drive, and all clear over on North Lake Creek Parkway at Lakeline Mall Drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Bowl season is here, and Bet Online gives you more ways to play. With the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game action, you will never miss a moment of the college bowl season and pro football playoffs. Bet Online, the game starts here.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Hi, we're not here right now, but we'll call you back if you leave your name and number.
If you aren't of the age to remember, the answering machine was a physical audio recorder that plugged into your phone line.
Hi, Dad, this is Aaron.
You couldn't call into it remotely. You had to wait till you got home to check your messages.
America's produced like lots and lots of stuff, just piles of stuff. The fact of the matter is all day long, every day, there are warehouses full of stuff getting just pushed off a cliff. All day, every day.
That's Ian Nagoski, who runs the Canary Records label.
A friend of mine said that what he loves is being the guy standing at the edge of the cliff, waving his arms, going, wait, no, let me look at those first before you throw them away. I think there might be some good stuff in there. I think there might be some stories. I don't think we should throw all those away yet.
We have a season, 10 episodes of stories from that realm, of things that were just barely saved, and in some cases, not saved at all. A bizarre tale of two infamous New Yorkers.
They booby-trapped their home and turned it into the sealed fortress of ephemera.
A missing chapter of American music history.
There hasn't been a guess culturally that they matter. So they get thrown in the garbage.
A decade's worth of original television lost to the airwaves.
It's over. It's ephemeral. You're going to see something else the next second and nobody's ever going to see it.
A piece of music that's defied convention for 70 years.
I had students write down the sounds they heard during it, and one girl said, I never realized there was so much to listen to.
And what could only be called an audio mystery.
It said nothing on it, and it clearly had been recorded, which intrigued me. What is this going to be?
These stories and more, given new life, if only for a glimpse. Is this podcast a piece of ephemera in the making? A forgotten story about forgotten stories? Only time will tell. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and learn more at ephemeral.show.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
Or wherever you may be listening. This is a Game Plan Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. Texas continue to have more moves on the 40 acres. Coaching changes in the NFL. Texas men's basketball has big problems on the road. The college football playoffs are back tomorrow with Miami and Ole Miss. Big names in the NBA may be on the move, and Texas softball is back to defend that national title. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to voice your opinion, all you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. We'll receive your message instantly, and if it's good enough, you might even hear it on air. Before we get into the show and talk about all things Texas Longhorns, it's important to understand that we need to talk about a former Texas Longhorn, but he is always a Texas Longhorn, and that is one Jordan Shipley. A statement was released last night that said Jordan was involved in an accident this afternoon near his hometown of Burnett. The machine he was operating on the ranch caught fire, and although he managed to get out, it was not before sustaining severe burns on his body in the process. He was able to get out by one of the co-workers on the ranch who drove him to the hospital. He was care flighted to Austin, where he remains in critical but stable condition. So for all those that were wondering what was going on with Jordan Shipley, that is the latest from his family and via the University of Texas putting that out. They're not out of the woods. There's going to be multiple surgeries that are going to have to happen, but prayers for one of Texas's all-time greats, but more importantly, one of the best people that are out there. The Shipley family are really involved with the University of Texas.
Prayers for the family, man. That's hard for me.
Yeah.
I love them guys.
So it is something that needs to be out there. I know that there's a lot of people putting stuff out there, but I got a chance to talk to somebody really, really close to the situation, and it was very touch and go. So hopefully everything works out, and they'll know more today, and I'm sure the Shipley family will keep us up to date with everything that is going on. So I wanted to start the show with that to get into that conversation. Another part of the conversation and another part of the show that we need to get into is the University of Texas and the movement on the campus. And Texas football news, the big news that came out of the portal yesterday was the fact that two things. Derek Williams is back, the Raptor. He was one of the top prospects. He was somebody when the news came out that he was thinking about getting into the transfer portal and eventually got in the transfer portal. It was one of those guys that I was disappointed that was leaving because
one of your homeboys.
I was a big fan of the Raptor when he first got to the University of Texas. When we were watching him and everything that was going on when he got here, I was like, oh, yeah, this is a guy that's going to be a big, big part of what this success is going to be. And then you look at what happened with the running back position. There's been multiple reports that said that the running back from Florida has decided to stay at Florida. The running back for Louisville has decided to stay at Louisville. And the frustrating part about it all, and this is something that our guy Craig Way, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, who you can hear Monday through Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, he spoke about yesterday about people being patient in the transfer portal. People are looking at other people making moves and like, why isn't Texas getting this guy? Why isn't Texas getting this guy? I mean, they have a list. Texas is not going to go shut out. They're not going to be shut out in the transfer portal in key positions, especially the running back position that they need in this offense. Yes, Christian Clark did a great job, but is his body going to hold up for him in a, what are we playing, 12 game?
And 9 SEC games.
Yeah, in a SEC schedule where your body is getting hit the entire time. So it's going to be difficult. So they will figure out a way to get a running back in place. But the thing that is interesting is Coach Sark earlier in the year was talking about the transfer portal. And if you entered the transfer portal, you might as well kick the road.
Kids go and test the waters and try to come back. I'm not playing that game.
Right.
If you want to go in the portal, go in the portal. Good luck to you.
And Derek Williams went in the portal and he's back, which is great news. I'm not upset at that. But
nor is it a stab at Coach Sark for
no.
going back on something that he said. I've gone back on a lot of things that
I think
said.
A lot of people have.
Anybody that's listening to it, they have said one thing and said, you know what, man, it's better if we just keep it like it is.
Yep, because he's an important part of this team and the success that this team is going to have moving forward. But the big story yesterday in the portal, number 13, wide receiver, Parker Livingston, has now gone to the enemy and transferred north of the Red River. It came out yesterday that he has decided that his commitment to Oklahoma is where it is. And so people yesterday were kind of fired up about it. I was fired up about it. And then I got a chance to sit down and think about it. We are now in a day and age where things happen. We are now in a day and age in college football that the loyalties are no longer. We can look at him and be mad as all get out. That's fine. Be mad, but don't make it personal. Don't make it about you. Don't make it about you. This is a day and age in college athletics where kids can bounce wherever they want. When Texas plays them, boo the hell out of them. Knock him out. Do whatever you want to do on the football field. But as fans, short for fanatic, we need to understand that this
is not your mom and pops, your grandma and grandpa loyalty in football. We see it happen day in and day out. We see it happen from coaches. Don't forget, folks, Darrell Royal and Mack Brown both were coaches at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. So when you look at this day and age in college
Hey, man, quit
sports,
digging in the crates, man. You digging in the crates?
I'm just telling you, man, because everybody wants to go with Brendan Thompson, and Brendan Thompson ended up going to Mississippi State, so that's just one part of it. But you look at it and you see that this is where we are in athletics.
Hardge, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I look at
there's something wrong with it.
You can say that there's something wrong with it. I look at it like this. He wants to prove to Texas that this shouldn't have happened. Where do you go to do that?
Yep.
To the enemy. To the team that everybody hates the most. I'm not going to say dislikes. I was going to say dislike. No, it's hate. It's hate.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you something. He's got to have some big brass ones to do that. And I'm going to tell you another thing. He did that because not just to show you, but he wants to smoke. This is the best way to get attention.
Well, he got it.
And he's got that attention. He got everything he wanted.
Well, he got the smoke too, because all the Texas players went on his Instagram when he posted that and just let him know about everything.
So basically they had a Godfather moment.
You're nothing to me now. You're not a brother. You're not a friend. I don't want to know you or what you do. I don't want to see you at the hotels. I don't want you near my house. When you see our mother, I want to know a day in advance so I won't be there. You understand?
Yeah.
So we're going to call him Fredo?
Maybe. A lot of fans
Fredo.
are. A lot of fans are right now.
Fredo. Hard.
now.
If we hear Fredo, we know where it came from.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
That's us. I'm digging it, Marcus. You're the man, Marcus.
Yeah, it's a little bit different now when people start to look at how this game was being played, and now where you are is going to be interested moving forward, because a lot of folks yesterday were fired up.
You know, Coach Blood is not going to take kindly to that.
He definitely is not. So we will see what ends up happening.
Yeah, keep your head on the swivel.
Coming up next, we're going to continue the conversations. Texas men's basketball come up short
At 7:34, we have our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, and the NBA is starting to heat up. Yeah, that's right, folks. We're going to end up talking more NBA. Yay! Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not going to throw my broadcast crew under the bus, but I will tell you this. Best producer I've ever worked with, Bill Harwell, carried with him a yellow flag. So if there was a penalty, he would wave it, but he would do it unobtrusively. Shipley takes off with a punt return. Bill goes into reach to pull out the flag, but it flew out of his hands right in mid-sentence there. There's a flag on the play. Yeah, the flag was on text, so it didn't matter.
Only on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Give yourself plenty of extra time this morning driving southbound on I-35 through Round Rock. A crash at McNeil Road just recently cleared, but it's still causing about a 30-minute backup from FM 1431. There's also a new wreck on DeSaw Road at Scottsdale Lane, but at least the drive on Highway 71 westbound is traffic-free from 130 over to I-35. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Bowl season is here, and Bet Online gives you more ways to play. With the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and in-game action, you will never miss a moment of the college bowl season and pro football playoffs. Bet Online, the game starts here.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to 60%, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
It's a sale. Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Leif Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to LeafJohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
The college football semifinals are this week. Trade on the games legally in Texas on Kalshi. Will Oregon upset Indiana? They're trading at 38% to win. That means $100 trade pays out $271 if they win. Make money trading on football, politics, culture, and more. If it matters, you can trade on it with Kalshi. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code IHEART to get $20 when you trade $100. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Russ Faria was charged with a crime that he swore he did not commit.
No, I did not do this. I do not know how this happened. I did not do this. I was not involved with it.
Just after Christmas, Troy, Missouri, 2011.
The jury was left with no alternative, and in most people's words, the husband did it. Who else would have?
The prosecutor said it was rage, greed. We wouldn't be here if the answer was that easy.
In my opinion, an innocent man got charged with murder, and then it sort of snowballed from there.
I'm Keith Morrison. I've been a correspondent for Dateline NBC for 25 years. And in that time, I've never seen a story quite like this before. As we investigated this saga of murder, greed, lies, things became personal. What happens when a true crime show becomes part of the story? we could never have imagined.
I've worked on other cases that have twists and turns, but I've never worked on a case like this with so many twists and turns that were completely unpredictable.
From Dateline NBC, this is The Thing About Pam, the wild and unbelievable story of the murder of Betsy Faria.
I'd like to see this story conclude with justice. Betsy Faria has not received justice. Russ Faria has not received justice. Her family has not received justice.
And if we've learned anything in all the years we followed this story, anything is possible.
Whoa.
I'm Keith Morrison. The Thing About Pam, an all-new podcast from Dateline NBC. Subscribe now.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts all in one.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. We cover all 40 acres.
I'll take you to Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Always be on the radio app. In the next segment, we'll have our guy Danny Davis of Austin American Statesman joining us to talk all things Texas Longhorns. Baseball season is just around the corner. Women's basketball is continuing to roll, but of course, we're going to talk all things Texas. But speaking of Texas, we're going to talk Texas men's basketball. They go to Knoxville, Tennessee, get punched in the face, end up losing the game 85-71. And as you watch this game unfold, and actually watching majority of the games unfold, it has not been a good look for the Texas Longhorns. I know guys continue to put up big numbers, and that's great, but the sum of the results are not coming to the forefront. Texas at one point was down 15 points, and that was close. And then you look at the game and you watch how things unfold, and you have one guy, Jacoby Gillespie, who's cold-blooded, by the way, have 34 points. Add that to the fact that Mississippi State guard Hubbard had 38 points. So in the last two games, you have given up 72 points to two players, which is why if you listen to the angst and the energy around this basketball team, it shows you the frustration that is there. Now, our guy, Craig Way, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, got a, he's been around the game. He talks to the coaches a lot. And if you listen to the sound of the voice of Craig Way, you can tell that he already knew the frustration was building, and then you'll hear from Coach Sean Miller.
Inbounded into the right corner, 12 seconds to go. On the dribble, Mark, a long contested three, and he hits it. So Tremont hits one more three. He's hit 3 threes in the second half, and that's going to do it. It's going to be a 14-point win for the Tennessee Volunteers. Final score here tonight, Tennessee 85 and Texas 71. And like you say, there, you look at the disappointment. This is why I asked Sean this in our pregame conversation about, what's the fine line and how do you keep from, pushing the panic button and saying, we got to do this and blow things up and do all that. Well, he didn't do that tonight. What he did do when the team was down 23 was to put guys out there who were willing to fight and work and continue to try to get them back in the ballgame. And they did pull it within 10. And then after it got pushed out to 19, they pulled back to within 11. But that was as close as they get. They wind up falling by 14.
And you can hear that things were going to change. And Sean Miller, in his moment of giving respect to Coach Rick Barnes and what he's built and what he's meant to him, he also lets you know that some things definitely have to change.
I just want to acknowledge and really compliment Tennessee. There's a lot about Coach Barnes that I love. I've known him for a long, long time. And I'm not really just speaking on the incredible run that he had at Texas at one point. I played against him when he was the coach at Providence, and we go back when he was at Clemson. I was in the ACC as an assistant, and I just think the job he's done building this program is incredible. What they stand for, the physicality, the togetherness, the defense, the toughness, those are all things that, given the opportunity to be the new coach at Texas, that we have to get to. And, I'll just say this on my end, that tonight was about one thing. We have to be able to put a group of guys on the court that are going to play their very, very hardest with great effort for the University of Texas, period. Guys like LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Durant, they deserve a team, whether we win or lose, that's playing a game for each other, playing a game for the great place that we all live at, and playing to win. And I just think that sometimes when you get a new opportunity in the pressure of today, you can be clouded a little bit about what's important. There's nothing that's more important than effort. I thought that to some degree that came into play against Mississippi State in our last game. And I thought there were times, in spite of how good of a team Tennessee has, that we cooperated just with guys that just really didn't want to compete. In the second half, when we went with a certain group, and I have a lot of pride in the fact that the score was 38-37. We keep deflections as a barometer. We ended up with about 29. Most of those came with that group in. And it wasn't always pretty, but I have no problem with the effort level and the togetherness of my team from about the 14-minute mark to 0 in the second half. And it wasn't pretty, and we didn't win. But when you establish that we're going to play hard, and what we talk about as the coach you have to do, I think that's the starting in the building blocks of hopefully one day building a foundation like you guys have here at Tennessee under Coach Barnes. So we're only in our second game in the SEC. We're not a very good team. We have a long way to go. But what we have to do is we have to be a team that's connected and plays the game with great, great effort.
What I heard right there is a coach that is on a whole nother level of frustration. What I heard right there is a coach that has been trying to give enough to this team and this program, but guys aren't listening. I know how frustrated he could possibly be because you can see it on the sideline. Now, people have come up to me and said, Coach, he's constructed this team. This is the team that he put together. Therefore, this falls on him. Some of that might be true. Some of it may not be. But the one thing that is true is that you can't go on the road like that and get beat like that. You can't go on the road and play the game of basketball against a team in the SEC. You saw it the other night. I mean, dude scored 38 points because you kept fouling him. And then you have a guy like Gillespie. There wasn't a lot of help defense. I don't know what the solution is going to be, but this could get real, real ugly before it gets better.
It's already gotten ugly. And where's the help? I told you the Alamo. I mentioned Alamo yesterday. Where's the help coming? Like, it's the season now. Like, there's no help coming.
Yeah.
You got to reach down deep inside what your room already, and then you got to find out. And a lot of that is maybe the freshman is going to have to play. Maybe the kid from Germany is going to have to play Deku. Just keep playing him till he works his way into it. But whatever it is, the solution is going to have to be found in that locker room.
Right. Well, let's put it like this. He's told you, don't walk across the street or else you're going to get hit by a bus. You, as the head coach, you have to fall in line as a player. Because if not, you're going to end up sitting on the bench. You're going to end up not playing. And then you become a disruptive teammate. And with that, it turns this team and this season upside down. It's not going to get any easier. This is the SEC. We talk about it in football. It's like that in basketball, too. When you look at all the teams that are playing, their next trip is to Alabama. You don't think Nate Oates sees the blood in the water?
Listen, whoever the number one scorer is at Alabama is salivating right now.
Right.
I know if I get them turned, they're going to foul me. So work on your free throws because that looks like where we're going to be this season.
Yeah, Sean Miller, you can tell, is at a point of no return when the frustration starts to build like that, and we're game 2 in the SEC. Coming up next, we're going to talk to our guy Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, check on the latest with the Texas women, and get his thoughts on all the happenings around the 40 acres. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Bumper to bumper traffic this morning on I-35 northbound from Highway 45 over to William Cannon Drive. Find about 20 minutes to be out of your commute if you're heading this direction. There's a crash on DeSalle Road near Palmer Lane at Scottsdale Lane and a new accident causing minor breakdowns on Johnny Morris Road at Daffin Lane. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up. Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 5-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit ThomasJHenryLaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
The road to Milan runs through St. Louis. See Ilya Malinin, Alyssa Liu, and Amber Glenn compete at the 2026 Prevagen U.S. Figure Skating Championships, January 7th through 11th. Be there as the 2026 U.S. Olympic Figure Skating team is named live. Tickets at usfigureskating.org.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Spurs lose to the Grizzlies 106-105 in Memphis. Victor Wembanyama scored 30 off the bench in his return from a 2-game absence. Cowboys fired defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus after one season. Texans face the Steelers in the AFC wildcard round Monday night in Pittsburgh. Former Texas receiver Parker Livingstone transferring to Oklahoma. I'm Ron Moss.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Discover.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Jesus didn't live passively. He lived on a rescue mission. As we step into the new year, the Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow podcast reminds us that God has called us to more, to live on purpose and rise as conquerors. As followers of Christ, we're called to do the same because discipline may be painful in the moment, but it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search The Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
It's Wednesday, it's hump day, and the only way we can get this day really started is going to our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. And Danny, let's get right into it. A lot of scuttle at the University of Texas right now. Players coming and going, movements that are happening. But before we get into that, tell us about your trip to Orlando.
It was a trip to Orlando. And, I almost forgot where I went over the New Year's. It's I think what myself and other members of the media and probably the Texas fans who made the trip kind of realized is probably the players and coaches too, was kind of how spoiled we got by the last couple of playoff runs and kind of everything that goes in those playoffs. We're kind of back to the whole, not a lot of frills and thrills about a non-playoff bowl game. But I mean, it was all right. The Cheez-It Bowl folks treated us all right. But there's lots of Cheez-Its to eat, so I guess I kind of did get burned out on Cheez-Its. But it definitely wasn't the playoff game and some of the spoils. As you see, I'm not wearing a Cheez-It Bowl sweatshirt.
Right, that's what I was about to ask.
I didn't get a lot of swag, so we weren't spoiled that way. But the bowl game were nice to us, and some good people down in Orlando, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah. Did you make a vacation out of it with the fam, or did you just come right back?
I don't have Mark Henry money. I can't afford to bring my my child down here.
We're digging in my pocket.
Holidays. We can't afford Disney right after Christmas. So no, this was just a solo trip for me getting down there and back.
So I wanted to ask you this because obviously the performance on the field started off a little shaky. People were getting frustrated with, guess what, penalties again. And, of course, the way that Texas ended up winning the game, Arch Manning taking another step and kind of solidifying what we saw for the last 7 games of the year. But what was your biggest takeaway from the bowl game and the regular season or the rest of the season?
And I think if you're a Texas fan, you have to be pretty pleased with the way that they ended the season. I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about Parker and some of the departees in a second, but the guys that are going to be on this team next year, the leaders, played really well. Arch played great. Colin Simmons played great. He had a nice moment after the game where he kind of stepped up as a leader in the post-game press conference with one of his teammates who had never done a presser before. Definitely kind of got some stage fright, and Colin stepped in and kind of led the way there. So he's kind of showing traits of a leader. And so when you have Arch playing that way on offense and Colin playing that way on defense, I mean, those are 2 building blocks. You can feel confident kind of going into the season. The pieces around them are going to change. That's just kind of college football as it is right now. But when you have your 2 stars playing that way and ending their seasons the way that they did, I mean, that's something to look forward to if you're a fan or a member of this football team.
Danny, we had a lot of young people step up in that game, and one of which being Ty Anthony Smith and the other one being Bo Barnes. Like, is there a chance that those guys will stay in those positions, or will Texas try to reinforce the defense with people in the portal?
And I think, if you have those two young linebackers stepping up, that's at least reasons to be optimistic. I mean, I think it's going to depend a lot on what Will Muschamp wants to do. I mean, this defense is going to look a little different next year. They do have a freshman coming in, a freshman linebacker who they're very, very high on. But, I mean, I think Ty Anthony Smith, both from an on-play perspective with what he's kind of done, this season, and, Texas brought him twice to press conferences while we were down in Orlando, including the defensive press conference. So obviously they expect him to, step up, kind of lead that linebacking core. Anthony Hill's going to be very tough to replace, but you have those two. You have, your freshmen coming in, and I'm sure if there's a linebacker who catches their eye in the portal, they'll take him. But they don't need to go out and, spend all their money on a linebacker. Now I think they can be confident with what they have coming back and what they have coming in, and if they can find something to supplement that, that's a good thing to have.
We're talking to Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at @_Danny Davis. All right, Danny, let's get into it. You brought it up a little bit. Parker Livingston situation, transferring out. Coach Sark had made the statement, once you get into the transfer portal, you're gone. And then we get the news that Derek Williams is back at the 40 acres. A lot going on at the 40 acres. We're in a day and age where folks are going to move. There's no loyalties anymore. Everybody's not going to be a Grizzly from Montana. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to be able to do that and be that loyal anymore. Things are changing. Lives are being changed with financial gains. What is your thoughts on everything that's happening?
This is just college football now. I think people need to kind of chill and take a deep breath. And Twitter was I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this show or not, but it was just yesterday. It was just complete, what show? Like, it was just, I don't get how people can get that upset about player movement now. I get Oklahoma's a rival and you don't want to see one of your players going to Oklahoma, but if Oklahoma's best player wanted to come to Texas, I don't think these Texas fans would be that upset and that up in arms about it. Parker Livingston, for whatever reason, felt like he was being disrespected, or felt like he was getting shortchanged here at Texas, and decided to move on. And that's his right to feel that way. It's Texas's right to say no to him, whether he wanted more money or wanted more playing time. That's Texas's right. And it's, I guess fans' right to, be excited about that game in October when Parker's on the other side. But this is life now. People should not, get too, attached to players. People shouldn't be buying jerseys. People shouldn't be doing this or that, because players are going to leave. And sometimes it's going to be surprising. It's going to be surprising where they end up. And this is not the last time that a Longhorn is going to become a Sooner, or a Sooner is going to become a Longhorn. That was sacrilegious 5 years ago, but that's kind of what life is now, and people need to take a deep breath and find better things to be doing on a Tuesday afternoon than tweeting feelings.
Right.
Daddy, I wholeheartedly agree. I do think that it would be really exciting though to hear the Fredo chants, because Marcus played the best, the Godfather, before you came on. And I think that's the way we're going to look at Fredo now.
I guess, but Parker's what? If you're a Texas fan, Parker Livingston is what? Your number 3, number 4 receiver. Are you really that upset about it?
Correct.
This isn't Arch Manning who decided to go to Oklahoma. Like, this is a fringe starter. This is a guy who, now that he's no longer, they end up getting Cam Coleman or, one of these other, big time receivers, wasn't going to see playing time. Are you really that upset about losing Parker Livingston? People can't even pronounce his last name correctly. He's a good kid. We enjoy talking to him in the media. I'm sure he'll do fine at Oklahoma, but I mean, good Lord, people. It's not like Jesus left you to go across the Red River. Let's
He's
settle
never
down.
leaving us.
Let's not get that upset about it.
I wanted to ask you this before we go. Texas women basketball have continued to roll. I'm still waiting on Aaliyah Crump to get back, but what they've been able to find with Ashton Judd being able to come in and spell a couple of the lower posts and her being able to make the moves that she is, this team they got challenged in the second half, and Vic probably is still chawing at the bit about that second half against Ole Miss, but this team has the makings of being one of those teams that we see at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think we're seeing how deep this Texas team is. In the post-game press conference, we were talking to Coach Yo with Ole Miss, and someone pointed out, "Hey, your bench got really outscored by this Texas bench. How do you adapt that?" And she really took offense to that, and she was like, "I don't have 2-3 people who should be starting coming off my bench, and Texas does, and that's the key. I mean, Ashton Judd is a starter who is coming off the bench. Aaliyah Crump, when she comes back, she's probably going to get back in the starting lineup, which bumps someone who's currently starting coming off the bench and starting. Bree Preston will be starting if she decided to go, if she wanted to transfer and go somewhere else. I mean, there's a lot of players on this team. Taya Sidbury was Boston College's best player last year, and she's not even playing now because she's injured. So there are a lot of players on this Texas team who could be starting elsewhere. It's a lot of riches that Vic gets to play with on his bench, and that's what you need in March, because Roy Harmon's not going to have 6 straight great games. Madison Booker is probably going to have some struggles down the road as they play good teams, and people throw a lot of stuff at them. Justice Carlton, may have some ups and downs. Kyla Oldicker, once again, she's coming off the bench, and that's a 6-6 starter for any other player, but she gets to come off the bench and spell Bria Cunningham if Bria is not playing great. So that's an embarrassment of riches. That's what you need. You need depth to supplement your great players, and Texas has that, and we'll see if they can keep it up for 2 more months.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And the player that has been impressive the most to me has been Jordan Lee. She is really good. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's how deep this team is, and Jordan Lee is probably playing just as well as Roy Harmon and Madison Booker. So it is an embarrassment of riches. As always, Danny, man, we appreciate you. And I know that I didn't even want to bring it up about Montana State.
Why did you do that?
I just wanted to, I saw his face and I seen the way he was thinking about it. I gave the Grizz some love. I gave them some love. But how did it feel with Montana State winning the FCS national championship?
Well, guys, it's been great. I really enjoyed talking to you all. I will see y'all next Wednesday.
There he is, Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him.
Man, you can't be disrespecting our guest.
Our guy, Danny Davis. As always, thanks, D. Appreciate you, brother.
See ya.
When we come back, we're going to talk NBA. There's some trade possibilities. And guess what? Wemby's back, y'all, and he hooping. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
Fall in Texas means one thing: Texas Longhorns football. And you won't miss a snap all season long right here on 1300 The Zone. Touchdown, Texas! Your home for the Horns. Hook 'em.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Bumper-to-bumper traffic this morning on I-35 northbound from Highway 45 over to William Cannon Drive. About 20 minutes to be out of your commute if you're heading this direction. There's a crash on DeSalle Road near Palmer Lane at Scottsdale Lane, and a new accident causing minor breakdowns on Johnny Morris Road at Daffin Lane. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
You got to have Texas pride, and football runs deep in the state of Texas. So does the great taste of a Bud Light.
Bud Light is proud to be part of every Saturday tradition. It's simple, it's refreshing, and made for fans who love the game. So grab a Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas football. Bud Light, it's easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This new year, I want to spend more time with my family, get healthier, and make sure my finances are in order. That includes finally securing life insurance. My friend recommended SelectQuote. They've helped more than 2 million people find coverage in the last 40 years. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month. And my husband got a $500,000 policy for only $18 a month. Plus, we qualified for same-day life insurance. No medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With SelectQuote, even if you have a health concern, be it high blood pressure, diabetes, even heart disease, their experienced agents can find you the right life insurance policy at the lowest price. Make life insurance the first resolution you check off your list this year.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-760-1010 to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-760-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-760-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Are you running for office and have a message you want every voter in your district to hear? Well, that's where radio comes in. Radio is your direct line to morning commuters, midday grinders, and late nighters. Radio puts your message right where your voters are. Plus, it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Be on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Records, milestones, firsts, lasts, and everything in between. What happened today in sports history on iHeartRadio?
What's going on, fellow sports fans? It's Andy West. Let's take a look back on this day in sports history, January 7th. We'll start off in 1972. The LA Lakers defeat the Atlanta Hawks 134-90 for their 33rd straight victory, an NBA record that still stands. Jumping ahead today in 2006, the New England Patriots set an NFL record with 10 straight postseason victories by beating the Jacksonville Jaguars 28-3. New England's milestone surpasses the 9 straight playoff victories by Green Bay in the 1960s. And today in 2013, Alabama rolls to its second consecutive BCS championship and third in 4 seasons, beating #1 Notre Dame 42-14 in the BCS championship game. A.J. McCarron throws 4 touchdown passes, and Eddie Lacy runs for 140 yards and scores twice for the second-ranked Crimson Tide.
Now you know. Today in sports history on iHeartRadio.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
Danny Davis of the Austin American Station. You can follow him at _Danny Davis on social media. Let's get into this conversation because there is a lot to get into when it comes to the NBA. Wendy back playing great. He showed some athleticism the other day by kicking the basketballs out of the net, which kind of threw some people off because they didn't realize that he was, that athletic. They ended up losing the game last night, 106-105, but he had 30 points. But the story right now is the NBA trade deadline. And I said trade
aid because of Trae Young. NBA trade deadline is February the 5th, but there's a lot of conversation, and a lot of it is wrapped around Trae Young, the former Oklahoma Sooner, since we're talking about Sooners, Oklahoma Sooner point guard that has been in Atlanta, and they are trying to make a move on him. So I'm interested to find out, Mark, because not only is his name being bounced around, Giannis Antetokounmpo's name is being bounced around. There's a lot of B-roll players besides those two main characters that are in this move. What are your thoughts on the NBA trades and where the best fit is for Trae Young?
Well, Washington is talking to him. If I was Trae Young, I would not want to go to Washington.
Correct.
I mean,
that would defeat the purpose of
like you're not trying to win if you go to Washington.
Correct.
Now, if you work out some kind of trade and Giannis is involved, it's going to be a multiple team trade because neither one of those guys wants to go where the other guy was. Trae Young does not want to go to Milwaukee either because with Giannis being gone, it's going to become purgatory.
Yep.
So they have to try to work out a deal the way that the Golden State Warriors worked out with Jimmy Butler. Do you go to Phoenix, who's on the fringe? Do you go, I don't know. It would take so much to work these deals out with multiple teams that we'd have to do calculus on every NBA team that needs a scorer.
Yeah, but regardless if you need a scorer, he doesn't play defense because it goes back to our conversation that we had yesterday. If he scores 45 and I score 46, great job, Trae Young, but you couldn't guard me.
Right.
And so that's the thing. He makes the team worse when he's on the floor defensively.
Even if you don't score 46, you score 20.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to score 20.
Exactly. And he is that guy that needs to understand that in order for his teams to win, because look at Luka right now. Luka don't play any defense. It's embarrassing to watch the Lakers right now.
I'll get to see it up close and personal tonight in San Antonio.
Yeah, it is awful. But you start to understand, too, you look at all these potential trade areas. A place that I was thinking that would be good, and I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, would be at Dallas. Dallas for Trae Young. But the only problem, again, he doesn't play defense. And when is Kyrie coming back? That's the other part of this. When is Kyrie coming back? And is Trae Young willing to take less of a shooting role and be more of a point guard?
I can answer
role?
that for you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You remember just a few years ago, he was upset that he was not on the Olympic team.
Yeah, because he don't play defense. You're not going to be on the Olympic team.
And they were like, nah, we good. He did not make the team.
Yeah,
and he was pissed.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, Euro basketball is very physical, and you have to play D.
Yeah.
And, so I don't think that he would want to dummy down for Kyrie.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too much that is there. I mean, you start looking at all the teams of a possibility for Trae Young, and I can't believe that we're giving Trae Young this much of the conversation because he hadn't won anything. Yes, he's got his team to the playoffs, but you take 50 shots in a game, you should score 40 points. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand it.
Giannis would have been a better
topic
topic
of discussion. But his name is the one that's in the headlines right now. Giannis is just playing and continuing to play well. So we'll see what ends up happening. Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. And we will talk NFL coaches fired. Get your stuff and go home. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio
app. Start the year with a splash of flavor. Heartland Steakco's Reef and Beef package combines juicy steak and fresh seafood for the ultimate celebration. With the Reef and Beef package from Heartland Steakco, you will be feasting on Maine cold water lobster, jumbo USA sea scallops, 16-ounce USDA choice ribeye steaks, and 8-ounce filet mignon delivered straight to your door. Don't wait long, because the Reef and Beef package from Heartland Steakco will not be around forever. So treat yourself or pick one up as a gift for family, friends, clients, or anyone who loves that true Midwest taste. Ordering is easy at heartlandsteaksco.com. And right now, when you spend $199.99 or more, you'll get free shipping plus $26 off with promo code NEWYEAR26. Give the gift of flavor this year with Heartland Steakco. That's heartlandsteaksco.com, promo code NEWYEAR26. Taste the Heartland difference.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Want to save some money in 2026? Stop paying for apps you don't need. The iHeartRadio app is completely free. Live radio stations, music playlists for everything, and the most podcasts on the planet. The #1 app for radio is free. iHeartRadio. Listen now.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Imagine you're in a tent in the desert with dozens of other people.
It's dark. It's pitch black. Like there's just no light coming through.
You're all pressed up close together beneath layers of tarps.
And there's these weird, like, branches, very creepily kind of holding the top up.
You've been warned. What's about to happen will be intense.
He was touting that he was awesome.
You're here to push yourself to your limits. And you're here for James.
You must have a passion for growth, because there's a law in your universe that states if you're not growing, you are dying. Please remember that.
James Arthur Ray was an Oprah-endorsed guru.
Okay, James, I just love what you just said during the commercial break. I hadn't heard that before.
Turned self-help superstar.
James Ray has been the most amazing coach.
With hundreds of thousands of followers.
I'm not usually lost for words, but it's incredible. It's life-changing.
And a compelling message.
Unless and until you change your beliefs, you will never, ever even scratch the surface of what you're capable of.
From Wondery comes a story about the dark side of enlightenment.
911, where is your emergency?
13850, Angel Valley Road.
Okay, what's the problem?
2 people not breathing.
How far is too far to go to change your life?
I can help you, but you have to be willing. You have to be willing to do what most people won't do.
I'm Matt Stroud.
Listen to Guru now. Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning Kickoff. The morning Kickoff.
It's the morning Kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Hour number 1, we talked about Texas not getting the guys that they wanted from Florida and Indiana, but they did get one of their own back. Derek Williams, safety, decided to come back to the University of Texas. We also talked Texas men's basketball, and it was not a great trip to Knoxville, falling 85-71 to a more physical
basketball team. Coach Sean Miller was very frustrated and seems very frustrated with his squad. We also had a good time with Danny Davis talking about the moves of some of the people in the transfer portal moving to the enemy. Coming up in the next segment, we will talk college football playoffs as they get underway tomorrow night. I'm excited about this matchup for so many different reasons, and we'll get a chance to talk about that. But right now, I want to talk NFL coaches, firings, and changes. Well, the NFL continued. It started with Black Monday. Well, Black Monday turned into Tuesday as well as John Hardball was relieved of his duties after 18 seasons. 18 seasons. He was relieved of his duties as the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. He was the second longest tenured coach in the NFL behind only Mike Tomlin. He had a record of 180 and 113, and he's a Super Bowl champion. Now, here's the question that I have for you, Mark Henry.
Okay.
If that rookie kicker makes that kick, is our conversation about Mike Tomlin being relieved of his duties, or is it John Harbaugh, who, if they make it, they're in the playoffs? Do you even fire him, or did this happen at the right time because you needed to let him go and you're kind of glad you didn't win the game?
I think it's lightning striking either way. I told you all season I thought that Tomlin was being set up, and he defied the odds. Him defying the odds put all the heat on a coach-quarterback combo that's been together for 5 years. And you know, Hardge, after 5 years of a coach and a quarterback being together and they haven't done anything, they usually get blown up. So it's at that point. And if you remember, the coach is not an offensive coach. He's not a defensive coach. He came in as a special teams guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a culture bringer. He's a facilitator and a general manager as well as a coach. That's his strength, his superpower. They need an offense coordinator to go in and blow this offense up to make it more palatable for Lamar Jackson. They need to have a fullback in front of Derrick Henry sometimes. They need to put tight ends in motion. It's so much that they need to do to diversify that offense. And somebody's going to have to tell them that the tight end is over. He's washed.
What?
Yeah. I think that likely should be the starter now.
There is no person on earth besides Mark Henry that thinks that Mark Andrews is washed.
Get something for him.
Here we go. Get
something for him.
Well, here's the deal.
Tired of being right, Hardge.
Well, you are not right on this one. But I will tell you this, and this is one of the things that I continue to question when it comes to that. Lamar Jackson has been an MVP. Lamar Jackson has made a lot of money here in this league. But Lamar Jackson still has childish tendencies. If you're staying up all night long to get ready to go play a football game, but you're playing video games, Kyler Murray, you don't get that grace anymore.
Why are you putting Kyler Murray's ills on Lamar Jackson?
Because that is what's happening with Lamar. Lamar is falling asleep in meetings now. Lamar is not showing up. Lamar is not playing every single week. Lamar has become a guy that is now looking past all of this.
Look, man, Lamar needed to do that heist with me on GTA, man. I needed that.
That's what you needed him.
I needed that Caio Perico.
He needs to be the football player that everybody expects him to be. He is the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens. And he misses a lot of games, and he misses a lot of practice. How are you supposed to be the leader and you're not leading? Yeah, I could go out there and play. Yeah, sure. But show them how to practice. Show them how to lead. Show them how this is going to work. Okay, you've been with John Hardball. 18 years, winning record. Yes, it gets stale every once in a while. Yes. And you mentioned him being a special teams guy when he got the job. It was 18 years ago. He's a coach now.
Yeah, I know
he's a head coach. And he's been running this organization, running this team for 18 years.
How about we get one of these geniuses, one of these offensive masterminds, that modern football, you know, what happened 18 years ago and what's going on now? Go get your phone from 18 years ago.
That don't mean that he's not adjusted.
Technology changes as well as people change.
He's made moves with the offensive coordinator. They ran out one of the offensive coordinators and brought in another guy. So they've made changes.
Let's just put it on this game that they just played with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Derrick Henry goes out of the game on second down because they pounded, or third down. They pounded the ball twice, got 2 yards. Derrick goes out of the game. They throw a pass to number 4,
Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm. They spread the offense out. Lamar Jackson makes another play to Likely. They spread the ball out. They score another touchdown to Flowers. The offense needs to be spread for Lamar Jackson's talents to really flourish. And as much as I love Derrick, Ken Folk, I want to see Derrick run in a structured power offense. You can do both, and you just can't do them both at the same time. And they need somebody that's brilliant enough to be able to put that together. And they don't have that right now, Hardge.
And it's been reported that the reason why John Harbaugh was let go is because he refused to fire his offensive coordinator, Todd Monken.
Todd Monken, I don't even think he is the offensive coordinator now. It was another guy. I think Todd Monken is gone. It's a new guy. So, look, here's the deal. When you be careful what you ask for, you just let somebody that has led this organization professionally for quite some time. And now you're fixing to go out and find a coach because everybody was talking about what's his name? Stefanski. John Harbaugh is better than Stefanski.
Yeah.
He's going to get the job that he wants at this time. And he says he does want to coach.
I hope he don't get the Ravens because I like the Ravens and I don't like him.
You want Stefanski to get the Ravens?
No, I do not.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Do not want him to get the Ravens job.
So, to me, when you start to look at the changes that are being made, the organization that has decided it is time to move on from their winningest coach, you now are putting yourself in a position to have, let's just say, you better make the right one.
Hardge, you know that things change. And Emmitt Smith ended up in an Arizona jersey.
Did you like that?
No, I didn't like it.
Did Emmitt like it? No, he did not. None of them. And you're right, Monken is still there. But you start to look at this team and you say, okay, all right, let's see what happens moving forward. Lamar, you're going to get what you want, but be careful who it is. Because your ceiling and your window, yeah, people are going to say he's in his prime and he's got all this stuff going on, but Lamar has yet to win. It's the same thing with Josh Allen right now. Lamar Jackson's not in the playoffs.
Josh Allen's got 9 playoff wins, maybe more, maybe 13.
Yeah, but
Lamar's only got 3.
Well, they're talking about Josh Allen and the fact that now he's in a position where there is no Patrick Mahomes, there is no Joe Burrow. You are now, you're the reigning MVP of the NFL.
Yeah.
Your path to success is going to be challenged. Absolutely.
But not by the best of the best.
Exactly. Who we put on this pedestal
to be these superstars.
Okay.
It's going to be an interesting dynamic moving forward for everybody that's involved.
Hey man, I don't like it when we fight, man.
I'm not fighting you. I'm not arguing with you.
You
I'm just
can't
stating-
argue.
I'm not. What I'm saying is we beg to differ on certain things, and that's good. Because we can't come in here and agree on everything.
That would be one boring show.
Exactly. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversations. College football playoffs start tomorrow.
Let's go.
And I cannot wait to talk about Ole Miss and the U with Michael Irvin. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio.
Michael on the team now?
He acts like it on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app.
A new year means 9 new chances each weekday to win $1,000.
Free money.
At the beginning of the hour, get the new keyword and kick off the new year with $1,000 in your hand on 1300 The Zone. Starting next Monday.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
An accident on I-35 southbound at the Southeast Inner Loop moved from the main lanes over to the right shoulder, but still causing about a 10 to 15 minute delay from 2338. There's a new accident on Shadow Glen at FM 973, and looking back on the I-35 northbound, you're stop and go from Highway 45 over to William Cannon Drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
The largest gun show in Central Texas is back in Round Rock this Friday through Sunday. Texas Gun Shows, voted the #1 gun show in Texas, will be at the Embassy Suites off Interstate 35 in Round Rock in the same parking lot as Bass Pro Shops this weekend. Can't make it Saturday or Sunday? No problem. Check out the sneak peek Friday 4 to 7. Hundreds of tables of guns, free parking, and no need to take a toll road. Do not miss it. For more info, visit GunShowsTX.com. Texas Gun Shows, making gun shows guns again.
The road to Milan runs through St. Louis. See Ilya Malinin, Alyssa Liu, and Amber Glenn compete at the 2026 Prevagen U.S. Figure Skating Championships, January 7th through 11th. Be there as the 2026 U.S. Olympic Figure Skating team is named live. Tickets at usfigureskating.org.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to 60%, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance. Scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that goes above and beyond to help you keep more of what matters. No hunting, no hassle, just confidence that your coverage customized with savings in mind. Start your quote at libertymutual.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Introducing True Earnings Checking from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Earnings that are almost too good to be true. Earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. It's simple. Just deposit at least $1,500 in new money and make 15 debit card transactions each month. No minimum balance, no monthly fees. Even if you miss the requirements. Open your account online or at any of our 24 Austin area locations. Visit atfcu.org to learn more. Rates subject to change without notice. Federally insured by NCUA.
We all use AI, but here, it never pretends it's real. AM 1300 The Zone. Guaranteed human.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 on the app. College football playoffs are back in action tomorrow as Ole Miss will take on the U of Miami tomorrow night, 6:30 kickoff. And look, the interesting part of this game is going to be how the Ole Miss offensive line contains that defensive line of the Miami Hurricanes. When you start to look at what you've seen from that defense, and this defense seems to understand the assignment, so to speak. If you watch them play their previous game against Ohio State, the number one team all year long before they lost to Indiana, came number 2. It was like they were in the headset of the offensive team. They knew exactly what plays were being called. They were flying to the football. And Reuben Bain Jr. is somebody that Texas A&M pissed off when they got ready to play them. And he has been berserk in these 2 games. Then 2 games in the playoffs, he's got 10 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss with 4 sacks and 16 pressures on the quarterback. Think about that. He's got 16 pressures in 2 games.
Yeah.
That is getting busy all the time.
If you're a tackle, if you got to try to block that dude, like, ask for help. Yep. Drop your pride and say, hey, let the tight end come chip him to me.
Right.
Let the running back come out of the backfield and chip him to me. Like, help. Don't leave me over there on an island by myself.
Right.
With this guy. You see what he's doing to everybody.
Yeah. And their secondary, too. Their nickelback, Keontae Scott. This dude, he's the one that had the 72-yard interception return, the pick 6, because he knew the play. That's what I'm saying. It's like he was in the headset. He knew that they were going to try to do that. Is that
good coaching, or you just have instinctive players?
Both.
And you let them do it?
Both, because it's easy when you study the film and you know, and you make that play and you say, I've seen this formation 1,000 times. I've watched this. I know that they cannot run this play any other way because they haven't. I'm taking that chance and I'm going for this pick, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. And my wife, I talked to her yesterday, and I was saying sometimes you can see pre-snap, before they snap the ball, you can see, okay, this is the strength of the defense. The safety is up. This is the only place they can go with the ball.
Yeah.
If they get it right there, it might be a touchdown or not. And when you can see things before they happen, and you have somebody that we're just talking to Marcus about talented guys, recognizing, putting a talented guy on an island and letting him be him.
Right.
That's what Texas is going to do that a lot next year. Sometimes you're going to get beat. You're going to get beat deep for a long run or a long touchdown pass. But for the most part, the consistency of the defense is going to wear people down, and they're going to get frustrated, and then Texas is going to get the ball. And if Arch can get a couple of extra possessions a game, then it bodes well for Texas. But you have to recognize these things before the ball is snapped sometimes.
Yeah, and in this matchup against Ole Miss and Miami, you look at what Pete Golding has been able to do with the team since Lane Kiffin has departed. When he took over, a lot of people were skeptical about what was going to happen. But all you've been able to see is this Ole Miss football team play with a chip on their shoulder. They've got their quarterback who is smooth as all get out. This is going to be the challenge for him this week. Chambliss versus the defensive ends of Miami and how he can avoid the traffic, because there is going to be a lot of traffic with this with this Miami defense trying to disrupt him.
They're going to have to play discipline. They can't be aggressive like they have been.
Yep.
And maybe they can. Maybe they're that good. And then if they're that good, Hardge, then crown them. Because I don't know if I've seen anybody play as aggressive as this Miami defense. And that's over Georgia's defense.
Right.
And we got to see their defense up close and personal.
Well, when you
this Miami defense is aggressive.
Yeah, they're very aggressive. And this is a team for the Miami Hurricanes that has got a chip on their shoulder, because leading into the playoff selection show, everybody was trying to figure out how they can keep them out. Everybody's like, well, Miami's not supposed to be in because of this, that, and the other. But they started playing at the right time, doing the right things. And somehow, some way, they got into the college football playoffs, and they're making people pay for that. You look at what they did to Texas A&M.
Is that why they're doing it? Is they're trying to say, you didn't want us in? Well, we'll show you.
I mean, I'm not in the mindset or the psyche, but I understand what it's like to be an underdog. And when you get a chance to go out there and be that team, it kind of changes the way people view the game as well. This
but Ole Miss
is
highly regarded as Ole Miss was. They kind of took a dip with all of the coaching switch and change and all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
But they're trying to prove it too. They're trying to say, hey, we weren't a one-trick pony.
So you saying that Ole Miss is playing Miami in the Fiesta Bowl?
Yeah.
Chips.
Yeah.
Fiesta chips.
Oh my God,
Marcus. There you go.
You could have saved that one.
There you go.
Miami
I'm throw myself off this.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, way to go. Miami is a 3.5-point favor. The over-under is 52.5. The odds are provided by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800.
Yeah. So that game kicks off tomorrow night at 6:30. I'm excited about it. As I said, the story for me is more about what Trinidad Chambliss is going to be able to do when he tries to avoid this Miami Hurricane off defense of line. But you also got to look at what Sway can do running the football. That can offset some stuff for them. But on the other side, you look at Miami going up against this Ole Miss defense. Their running back Fletcher is special. That running back, that big running back, Miami always has some big running backs, and this one is no different. Fletcher has been outstanding in the 2 games, 38 carries, 287 yards, and 1 touchdown. He's been grinding it out last week against Ohio State's defense. He ran the ball well, and he catches the ball out of the backfield. You saw him catch that touchdown from Carson Beck. But Carson Beck is going to be the X factor for the offense for Miami, which Carson Beck is going to be there. They're 1 game away from making it to the national championship. Is he going to stand tall and be that guy that everybody was looking at a few years ago as a possible number 1 overall pick? Or is he going to be that guy that we've seen before where he kind of clamors in this position?
Well, I told you, I'm not a fan. But he played so well the other night.
Yeah.
And stuck his nose in there too. I both of those quarterbacks in that game, I told you I had to give a round of applause for.
Yep.
Because they both stuck their nose in there. They played difficult. They played really tough football.
Yeah.
And if Beck can go in there and do the same thing, then I don't know if I can deny him, Hardge.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how he does handle it, because if you look at all the conversation that's been happening, the conversation has been more about what's going on at Ole Miss as opposed to what's going on at Miami. You go and watch any other shows and all the things that happen during the afternoon, they're not even mentioning him at all.
All everybody's talking about is Bain and Michael Irvin.
Oh, of course.
That's all they're
Michael
talking
Irvin.
about.
Yeah.
Like when a guy that's not playing football is getting more attention than your football players.
Well, he acts like he's playing in the game. I mean, by the time it's over, I wanted to see what his Fitbit say. I want to see how many steps he really did take throughout that football game. I don't want him to start it until the game starts. And by the end of that game, I guarantee you.
You want to put one of those rings with that
aura on his? Oh man, no, because they will end up having somebody on the sideline thinking he's having a cardiac arrest because of the way he moves around over there. So
let's do the Michael Irvin watch in the game. See how many times they show him. What's the over under?
They're gonna show him. I mean,
15 times
at least, because it depends on how well they're playing. And then at the end of the game, it's going to be a long show that will be Michael Irvin, because he's going to have them belt off and beating up a trash can again. That dude got problems, man. Coming up next, we're going to talk to the world's strongest man as he brings his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
All lanes are closed down due to a wreck and police investigation on FM 2001 at Hillside Terrace. An accident moved out of the main lanes, now blocks off the right shoulder southbound on 183 at Breaker Lane. You're also pretty slow on I-35 northbound, about a 15-minute delay from Highway 45 over to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
You still thinking job change in the new year? Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy. IT? Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI. That's what I did. Really? How? Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up. Sweet. Are classes online or on campus? Both. Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
It'll be mostly sunny today with a high this afternoon in the low 80s. Tomorrow, more clouds move in, highs in the low 80s, but an increasing chance of rain by Friday.
This report is sponsored by Think It Up. Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
News,
has never been so important.
We've got breaking news from Capitol Hill.
And iHeart makes it so easy to stay in the know with 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
A major breakthrough in medical research.
Live around the clock, so you're never more than 3 minutes away from the stories that matter most.
Extreme weather is impacting millions.
24/7 news, right at your fingertips with the free iHeart app, where you can now make 24/7 news a preset for even quicker access. 24/7 news on iHeartRadio.
I'm Gary Veter, and I have a new limited series podcast called Number One Dad. In the 90s, my dad and I ran a con for years where we snuck into the world's most prestigious arena, New York's Madison Square Garden.
Your dad is the type of person that likes an adventure and likes the possibility of opportunity.
As I got older, I learned this wasn't the only scheme my dad was pulling.
He wants me to act like my injury is even worse for a payout.
He actually represented me. He's posing as my attorney in a court.
There were moments where Manny would assume the role of undercover police officer.
My father's never-ending string of lies ultimately broke apart my family. And at 15 years old, I completely cut him out of my life. That was 24 years ago. But I just had a son of my own, and it brought back tons of memories of my childhood, along with tons of questions I wanted answered. How did my father become this scheming mastermind? Was he like this with everyone? And is it possible, after all these years, he's actually changed? I have no idea where he lives or what he's up to, but my goal with this podcast is to track him down and get to the truth about who my father, Manny Veter, really is. This is Number One Dad. Listen to Number One Dad.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em horns.
You heard it. That can only mean one thing. WWE, the world's strongest man, Mark brings you his world's strongest tank. Take it away, big fella.
All right.
What's up, man?
You know what time it is? It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest. I guess back then they didn't know. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Well, guys, here we are again. Another world's strongest take. And this one is designed to take the stress away from the fan base. A lot has been said about the big splash recruiting or portal moves or lack thereof for Texas. Guys, there's going to be a few more splashes, but the guys that Texas want, they're still playing. They're in the playoff. Relax, back off. And just think about what Texas has done in the portal. And you're going to laugh when I say this, when I start this off. You're going to laugh a little. You're going to be like, Mark, crazy. Guys, a deep snapper is really, really important. A kicker is really important. And then you go out and you get a running back. Brown, the running back from Arizona State, rushed for over 1,000 yards, had 6 touchdowns rushing, 3 touchdowns receiving. So if you can score 9 touchdowns for Texas at running back, we're still in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. Playoffs? How many of y'all remember us playing Arkansas? Playing Arkansas, Texas had the most trouble with trying to block this 385-pound defensive tackle that kept pushing our center and our left tackle, a left guard, into Arch Manning. Arch had to run for his life. Well, he'll be playing for Texas this upcoming season. They went out and got Michael Masunas, the tight end for Michigan State. He's a possession guy, a lot like what we had this year, except for he's a tackle breaker. He's going to break a couple of tackles in the middle of the field with Texas with all these explosive wide receivers around him. They went out and got a cornerback from Rutgers, Bo Masco, and they also brought back Derek Williams, who knows the system already and is one of the more talented guys that Texas had on the defense. And we were all in tears when we thought he was gone because he entered the portal. He's back. Not to mention, Texas recruited a 5-star running back. Cooper is going to be a player, guys. He's going to fight for that starting position. And for those of you that don't keep up with recruiting, there's a guy coming here named Jermaine Bishop. He scored a touchdown at quarterback running the ball. He scored a touchdown throwing a touchdown. He ran one at running back. He caught a touchdown at wide receiver. He had 2 pick sixes at corner. The guy had a punt return and a kickoff. He scored every way that you can score a football, except for picking up a fumble or a safety. Those 2 things. He's going to be on the 40 acres. So Texas is not going to be without talent. What they already have is great enough. The linebacker, Atkinson, he's going to fight these guys to be a starter, just like Anthony Hill did when he came here as a freshman. He's an elite linebacker. Guys, back off the edge, back up from the tower. Texas is going to be fine. Hardge, what say you?
I'm always been one of those guys, wait and see what's happening with everything else that's going on. I think that we're in a place and time now where everybody, just like the microwave, everybody wants it now. And the fact of the matter is there's a process to all of this. The transfer portal is open until the 16th. So when you see something happen by the 16th, then you can be either upset, you can be excited, you can do all the things you want to do. But the main thing is the main thing, and Texas has to continue to build around their superstars, the superstars that you're seeing that have earned a lot and done a lot. Is important to understand that this is what they have been able to do. I'm all for it. I'm all for what is happening. Yes, there is a lot to be desired because you want Texas to be that. But as we talked about with Parker Livingston leaving, this is not the Texas of old. And what I mean by that is everybody got money. The
cupboard is not bare.
Well, everybody got money now.
Yeah.
It's not about the money anymore. It is for a lot of people. Obviously, they want to get paid. They want to be compensated. They want to do the things that they feel that they've earned. But the reality of it is, it has changed so much in college athletics that there is no loyalties. There is no, you aren't the biggest bidder anymore. We've seen it. We've seen Texas A&M spend money. We've seen what Texas Tech is doing to spend the money. It's not the same anymore.
It's not the same. Also, Texas they're gonna bring in a couple of offensive linemen. I guarantee you that there are some guys that we'll hear about in the next 4 or 5 days that Texas has an agreement with. Yeah. And the number one guy, the wide receiver, Cam, was it Johnson?
Yeah.
They're going to work something out. The dude is Cam Coleman.
Yeah.
He's still scouting. He's going to Texas Tech. He's going to talk to all these people. The money is going to keep going up because that's a negotiation. How much he's going to get paid, we don't know. Could be $2 million.
Right.
He could get quarterback money. We don't know.
Well, sometimes it just gets to the point where you're fighting an uphill battle all the time now in college athletics. As I said yesterday, and I'll continue to say, I'm not mad at the kids for being able to benefit from all this that's going on.
Nor am I.
The thing that is frustrating is the fact that there's no guardrails on it. And I had a conversation yesterday. You know as well as I do, when you get drafted, they're going to draft somebody else the next year, and their signing bonus is going to be bigger than yours. You can't go back and renegotiate that.
No, you can't.
You can't. And that's what's happening in college football. Guys want more than they had last year, which is totally fair. But don't be mad and take your ball and go home because you didn't meet the criteria.
Be mad.
Don't be big mad. We're going to close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. But when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation. I got to ask Mark about this NBA story that won't go away. And, of course, we got to give you an update on our guy, Jordan Shipley. All right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
In their inaugural season in the SEC, the Texas Longhorns made history.
For the first time in 22 years, the Texas women are headed for the Final Four.
Now, they're back to finish what they started.
To the hoop, and she scores! And she scores!
Harmon will hoist it from half court and makes it. Listen to Texas women's basketball all season long on 1300 The Zone. Your home for the Horns.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
All lanes are closed down due to a wreck and police investigation on FM 2001 at Hillside Terrace. An accident moved out of the main lanes, now blocks off the right shoulder southbound on 183 at Breaker Lane. You're also pretty slow on I-35 northbound, about a 15-minute delay from Highway 45 over to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Clogged drain? No problem. Abacus makes it 1, 2, 3 easy. They clear the drain, conduct a video inspection, and include a 123-day clog-free guarantee for just $123. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Visit abacusplumbing.com.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Austin, Texas.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now?
I have customers out the door.
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla. And I'm Kaylin. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is how it feels like an easygoing morning. The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned. The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud. I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory. It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
In 2005, investigators in Palm Beach, Florida, began uncovering a dark secret.
A lot of girls knew about it, and a lot of girls were doing it.
If anybody asks if you're over the age of 18, just go ahead and go with it.
There was a wealthy man in Palm Beach who was offering young girls a way to make money. That man was Jeffrey Epstein, and he had set up a system designed to bring him underage girls. Local police and the federal government would investigate and, by their count, find dozens of victims. Epstein would become one of the world's most infamous predators, a man who could have faced decades in prison, but served just 13 months in his own wing of a county jail.
Why would you cut this deal with Jeffrey Epstein?
Epstein's abuse would span years and cross state lines.
New York, Palm Beach, New Mexico, Paris, Virgin Islands, and each one of those residences is an alleged crime scene.
I'm ABC's Mark Remillard, and with a team of journalists from the ABC News Investigative Unit, we've traveled around the country to look at Jeffrey Epstein and the allegations of his horrifying abuse, to hear from the girls who suffered it, who are now women fighting to recover from it. Truth and Lies, Jeffrey Epstein.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
What a great show that we've had. Again, right here on the morning kickoff, as always. If you missed any part of the show, make sure you get over to the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast, and make sure that you tell all your friends about the morning kickoff. As we continue these conversations, one of the biggest things that has been talked about here recently is LeBron James. What LeBron has been able to do over the last 3 games has been very interesting. He's had a 30-point game, he's had a 26-point game, and he's had a 31-point game. But yet, you start to look at them and you say, dang, LeBron, you getting old. He has already played over 59,642 minutes. That is the most in the NBA. He has played in and out of all the situations, but he was asked last night about being able to play in back-to-backs for the rest of the season, because Mark Henry, you're going to be at the game tonight when you go and watch the Lakers and the Spurs. But here's LeBron talking about playing in back-to-backs.
I'm 41 years old. Of course, there's always every back-to-back. Didn't look like it. Every back-to-back for the rest of the season is TBD. I am 41. I got the most minutes in NBA history. Bank it right now, okay? What are we talking about?
Just look like you're 41 on the court.
But I am. Look at my birth certificate, December 30th, 1984, 4:39 p.m. That's when I was born.
Any suckers out there?
I ain't got, when I came out, slapped the doctor in the ass. All right, I'm done.
I didn't hear that part yesterday.
Yeah.
But the thing that I did hear, Hardge, was the fact that he said that I think it's time for me now to concede to Luka being the number one option. And it's hard to do that. I can't believe he said it. I never heard Michael Jordan say it. I definitely never heard Kobe bound down to nobody. I'm taking second fiddle now. Maybe that's what LeBron needed. I think that sometimes the pressure of being the number one guy and having to score 30 every night is been too hard.
Yeah.
So now that you can say, look, Luka, go do it. I'm going to focus more of my attention on playing defense. So I might score 15, I might score 20, but I'm trying to get 8 and 8. So let's go to work. And that's going to be beneficial to them. I don't think that they'll be able to beat the Spurs. The Spurs, Oklahoma City, it's going to be one of them out of the West.
Well, the thing about the Spurs, their young energy is something that they don't have in L.A. They don't have the young energy. We just heard LeBron talking about 41 years old. You also look at the fact that Luka never plays defense. Jackson Hayes, very inconsistent. Rudy Hachimura, very inconsistent. I haven't heard nothing from Austin Reeves in a while, and I've been watching SportsCenter. You know, they ain't giving him the love that they was giving him before. So there is going to be a challenge because SGA.
He was injured for a little while.
As you mentioned about SGA, and then you also look at the fact of what San Antonio is bringing to the West. It's going to be a fight to the very end. So I'm interested to see how this dynamic plays out. But for what LeBron is doing at 41 years old, there's a picture out there right now of him dunking the basketball and how high his elevation is at that particular spot. It's unbelievable to watch this dude and what he's been able to do. So I'll shout out to LeBron and what he's been able to do in his career. But there's a lot that you just unraveled when it's time for him to say, all right, let me go ahead and let Luka run this team, and I'm going to do my part.
Well, I'm curious to see what that looks like. I mean, before it's easy to say it, but to do it, will he do it tonight?
Yeah.
Will he let's run everything through you? Catch me on the backside, catch me streaking to the basket. I'll cut every now and then. Like you have to be able to. Both of them are ball dominant players.
Yeah,
and you can't play like that. You just can't, and not in win.
Right. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see it. I also want to give a shout out to Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods just celebrated his 50th birthday. 50, and he had a 300-person invite-only party at the Breakers in West Palm Beach. The party has its own title sponsor, a performance by John Bon Jovi. The dress code was you had to wear Tiger Woods golf apparel, and it was the Masters Champion dinner themed. So Tiger had a good time at his birthday party. It was his 50th birthday. I want to give a shout out to my boys, K-Town, Gooch, and Freddie. Happy birthday, fellas.
Appreciate happy birthday, Gooch.
Appreciate y'all and the friendship that we've had since we were 7
you too,
years
Freddie.
old. Also, prayers for Jordan Shipley. Jordan Shipley dealing with an incident that happened yesterday on his ranch where he was burned severely. Multiple surgeries are going to happen for him to get back to where he needs to be. I don't think that'll ever happen again. Once you get burned, it's a little bit difficult to get back to that, but prayers that he's still alive and being able to even have this fight, because it could have been really, really bad yesterday as the news broke about his injuries on his ranch with a tractor. If you know anything about those tractors, it is crazy when you think about how he had to get out of that. Fortunate for him, he wasn't out there alone. He had somebody with him, and they were able to get him out. He ended up being star flighted to Dale Seaton, and now he is going through the process of, I'm not going to say road to recovery just yet, but trying to get everything,
get him stabilized,
get him to the point where he's going to be okay. So prayers out to Jordan Shipley and the whole Shipley family. All right, I wanted to ask you this real quick. You're going to the game tonight. What's your expectation?
I want to see Wemby shine. That's. I'm a fan. I want to see him shine. I want a good game. I don't want it to be a blowout either way.
All I think both of these teams are in a good spot, and it should be a fun matchup. For those that are wondering, that game will take place tonight, 8:30 on ESPN. You can check out Wemby and the Spurs taking on the Lakers. The Spurs are a 7.5-point favorite. I want to thank Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. I want to thank you, the people. And I also want to thank Mark Henry and Marcus for holding it down.
Thank you, bro.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you tell your friends to tell 5 friends that the morning kickoff is here Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. on AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. And don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.com